So we're back with another review. Carrying on this stream of kids summer blockbusters. Despicable Me 4, and cinema's packed on it.
Yeah, I haven't been to a film for a long time that was that full.
Yeah, they're taking up like the front rows and everything, weren't
Yeah, I know, they were crazy.
they? Yeah.
What
Did you?
was,
Yeah.
like, Inside Out was, I thought that was, like, a lot watching that, but this was more.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, what do you think of it in general, Despicable Me 4?
Personally, for me, it was mid. It was an average film. I wouldn't say the funny bits, it wasn't a laugh out loud personally, but the children in the cinema seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah, they were all laughing when it's like the classic like Minions like physical comedy and that sort of thing again.
Yeah, but
They
I
loved it.
mean, you can laugh out loud. I've laughed out loud for animations and things, but I didn't with this one.
Yes, it is just like the silly humour in it. Like especially younger kids seem to like.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to summarise what it's about, and then we'll get into some of the finer points. So there's like a guy in there from Gru's childhood, and he basically, he perceives that he's got screwed over by Gru. So he's like, I'm gonna get him back. This is like obviously years later. They're all adults now. So devises this plan to get him, and then Gru actually ends up turning the tables on him, doesn't he, and get him in jail. So then that makes him even more angry, basically.
Yeah, I think that was probably the best element of the film, anyway. There was just too much other stuff going on as well, not just that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then obviously you got the whole minions. They're always like a side piece, aren't they, really, to the main plot? And they're like got this Avengers thing going on, haven't they? Basically, they're like Captain America, like it gets injected by that stuff.
Yeah, I know, that was weird. Didn't like that.
It's pretty funny though. Like they just go into that, there's like a chamber, wasn't it? Like Captain
Like,
America.
yeah, definitely. But for five of them, wasn't it?
Yeah,
All different things.
all different stuff, and
Yeah.
by this Mission Impossible style, like underground organization. Obviously, like no one knows anything about. But yeah, it was like Gru knew all the people, didn't he, from this agency, basically, didn't he?
Well, he worked for him, did he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, the children there seem to enjoy it, didn't they? And the whole Gru's family side of it was probably the best, wasn't it? And the main villain storyline, they were probably the best thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And what about that part as well? It was only brief one. It feels like they just got it in there to have it, but they were saying like that girl didn't want to lie about her name, did she? And she like stood up for herself to not lie. What do you think of that?
Well, like what do you call it? Female of the future. What do you call them? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, from the background and like the family she's in, it's a bit weird. But she stood her ground, and the sister backed her. So
Yeah, I'm just thinking
that's like
more
a nice element.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm just thinking more the kids who are watching it. At least they got something out of it.
Oh,
It's
well,
not
yeah,
just
it's
stupid.
definitely morals, isn't it?
Yeah, and then
But
you said before we started filming as well, Gru's, his baby son, wasn't he? He hated him at the beginning, didn't he? Then he liked him after something.
I know that was a good part. I like enjoyed that dynamic of it.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause obviously he had that unconditional love for his dad in the end, didn't
Yeah, I think he has a revelation partway through the movie, doesn't he?
he? Yeah.
Like, my dad's alright, actually, he's pretty cool.
That was it,
I'll
wasn't it,
stick with him.
yeah, yeah. So there were a couple of elements you they always try and get them in there, don't they? Some moral of the story sort of thing. But they were just in passing, really. It wasn't like a
I know,
part of
but
the
that
story.
was like the family values, isn't it? And that's like a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. And then you've got all the usual like crazy stuff in the minions as well. I don't know. Some of them landed, some of them didn't.
I just thought the majority of the minions that should have landed, we'd already seen in the trailer.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it?
Leading up to it, and you were like, yeah, well, I've already seen this, so it wasn't funny when you actually saw it because you knew it was coming, which was a shame, really. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Do you think it had too many elements, really? Because it's only a short movie as well.
It was like, what, an hour and a half, and then it wasn't just like you had the family and the enemy, like for revenge. Then it was some weird neighbours, then it was like the weird old woman, and then it was something else as well. I mean, there was so, well, obviously they've got the whole Minions element and that side of it. Yeah, I think there was just too many to fit her in the movie because it's too short.
So yeah, you probably just get rid of the next door neighbours thing, wouldn't you? Really, that was just kind of weird in the end.
There was like just little bits, wasn't there? But then overall, the movie would have been better if it had been the Minions, Gru's family dynamic, and the revenge.
Yeah, just because like the final boss fight sort of thing, it seemed to last like a minute, if that.
I know, yeah. That was a good bit because that's where you got the values from.
Yeah. I don't know what they did there really. I would have cut out a load of other stuff before cutting that down, but
yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And then it started a bit slow as well, didn't it? But
yeah, I thought, oh, this is boring, but by the end it was okay.
Yeah.
It was an okay movie. It could have been better.
Yeah. It
had the elements to be better.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And obviously the predictability of it as well. Like you expect that from these movies over the previous ones, don't you? Like you just know what's going to happen from the first frame, basically.
Well, I suppose it's a family movie, isn't it? And it's geared at the younger audience, so you need that for them to be able to follow it.
Yeah, it's not a negative, is it?
No, but like we've seen animation, like loads of them, and there's so much better ones.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but then that's like a problem we had with If. That was like a bit above its demographic, wasn't it? But this one's just like it is just purely for children, really. You know, an adult's not going to get much from it.
No, but then like If, it's like imaginary friends. You just assume it's going to be for younger.
Yeah,
and it wasn't. But yeah.
Well, you say you can get that balance, can't you? Like, you know, like Inside Out, the first one or whatever we watched recently, or you know, countless movies where you've got it both for adults and kids.
Yeah, I think there's humour in it for adults that just adults get in some
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
And it'll go above the kids' heads, but then the kids still enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Because they can follow the story as well. So they get the balance right, but this was just off it.
Yeah. So yeah, that goes to the star rating. We were debating between a 2 and a 2.5. I don't know if I changed my mind. Because we went with Garfield. It was a 2.5, I think.
I really enjoyed Garfield. I mean, I laughed out loud at that one, at some elements of that. And that was family-based.
Yeah.
As well, that had a good story, I thought.
Thinking now you might be right with a 2 for this one.
But then it was better than If.
Yeah.
So it's an in-between, really. But
yeah, but
as a family, if you went, as long as if you take your family out and the kids enjoy it, then that's like a good day out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a 5 for them.
So
they'd love it.
That's definitely like a 2.5, isn't it? It's like we would give that a 2.5.
Yeah, you recommend
on that basis.
Yeah, you recommend it.
Yeah, for a family, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, 2.5 it is. So yeah, like you said, you know, if you're gonna, you got a couple of options really at the moment, haven't you, to take kids to. But I think, you know, what age we saying, and younger, you know, kids better than me would particularly like it.
Well, primary school, definitely younger, but like we took our niece, like your nieces and your cousins, didn't we? And they're between 6 and 11, so we both enjoyed it and laughed along the way. So you'd say it was for that, but older than that, I definitely wouldn't say it's above teenagers.
No, 100%. No. But yeah, any kids then basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, go out and see it.